I was on Mastermind last week and I must have convinced numerous people to start a self-storage business. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure a lot of you OGs in self-storage and self-storage operators are, no, shut up. Shut up. It's our little secret. Don't talk about it. Nobody said anything. However, I think a little bit differently. I think a rising tide lifts all boats. I think if we are educated self-storage operators, then we can all prosper. We can all prosper. And the way I think about it, and by the way, the title for this is a mature facility is a gold mine. A mature facility is a gold mine. So when I was opening the bookies, I don't know how this works. So I was opening bookmakers for different businesses and stuff, and different bookmakers. And when I started my own, I did what's called a slip count in the area. So in a radius of something you go in, you put a bet on in the morning, and then you put a bet on last thing Sunday. So Monday morning, first thing, you're the first person there, and you get the little ticket number at the bottom. And then on the Sunday evening, you go in and you put the last bet on, and then you can work out the difference between Monday and Sunday, and you can get how many slips. And then with the amount of slips, you can then guess the turnover, because normally, I can't remember what it was like £5 per slip or £6 per slip or £7 per slip, but every area has an average slip value for turnover. And say, for example, in my area, there was 10,000 bets going through on a weekly basis, which is okay. However, when I opened up, I thought, you know what, there's 3 operators, I might get £2,500 worth, 2,500 slips. And, other people might get less slips because I'm coming in. It's market share, so we can only share so much of a pie. However, when I came in, it didn't dilute everybody else's share. It increased. I was taking 3,000 and the other competitors was keeping the same, if not a little bit more. Now, how does that happen? I have no idea. Maybe it's because people are becoming more aware of gambling and betting, and they can bet with us instead of going in town or something. Or I don't know. But all I know is that consistently, because there was more betting shops, the overall accumulated betting slips that was put through increased as well. And normally you'd expect that to decrease. If we could revert back to storage, when we first opened up, and I got Angela to work for me from Armadillo, their area manager at the time said to Angela, I don't know who this guy is, but he clearly doesn't have a clue, because Hull is saturated. They had one indoor site, 330,000 population and one indoor site. Totally saturated. Well, it had 2, but excuse me, it had 2, but the other one was not. It was not ranking on the first page of Google. It was terrible, and really a really small site. The guy said it was saturated, which was incredible to me. And they had an occupancy of roughly, I'm guesstimating, because we've got ways and means that we guesstimate their occupancy. And by the way, yeah, we actually, the people who was there previously, we got to find out, but no longer there now at Armadillo, so I can actually publicly say that. So we knew their occupancy. And so I wondered what their occupancy would do a year on. And their occupancy actually increased. And we had, in the first 13 months, 17,000 square foot less. Their occupancy increased and ours increased as well. How can that possibly be? People are more aware of you, of your product. So I'm not of the belief that the more self-storage operators, the worse for us all. I just think it means that a Class D operator is not going to get Class A results. A Class D operator, if there's competitiveness around, might get Class B results. And so all it means is that we have to up-level, we have to be better. Anyway, that being said, because that is nothing what I want to talk about, I was just trying to say why I told everybody about self-storage. People was like asking me questions, and I was talking about a mature site. Honestly, on an evening, everybody wanted to talk about self-storage. Everybody at the bar wanted to talk about self-storage, didn't understand it. So there's me, banner for self-storage, and one person there bought my course, which was amazing. So I think a mature self-storage facility is an absolute gold mine. And I put here in brackets, even if you're a Class D operator. So let me explain firstly what a mature facility is. And please do not quote me on this. I think that how the SSA explain it or define it is that a mature facility is a site that hasn't had an expansion in the last 2 years. So they haven't added any square footage. I could be completely wrong, but I'm sure that's how they determined it. So basically, that means that most of all my sites, in fact, are in lease up officially, apart from Beverly. Beverly is my only mature site. Yeah, even Wrexham. And so why is it a Goldmine? A mature site basically collects long-term customers, right? How does that work? So first of all, you might have, for ease of arguments, you might have, in a year, you might have 100 new customers, right? 10% of those, and this is just me, I have no idea if this is true, 10% of those might be long-term customers. And so therefore, the rest of them are churning in and out. So 90% of them 100 are coming in and out churning. 10% of those are long-term customers. They are not moving no matter what, hell or high water, they are staying in. So then next year, we've got 90 customers to go at. And then 10% of 10 of those 90 might be long-term customers. So we put that 10 with that 10 equals 20 long-term customers. And now we've got 80 short-term customers who are churning. And it goes on. Next year, 10 again go to long-term customers and 70 are churning. And it goes on and on and on. Basically, the longer you open, the more long-term customers that we accumulate. Long-term customers, what does that mean? It means less churn. So two things. Less churn because they aren't moving. Love or high water, they are staying in your storage. They're your champions. They're your stable stars. They're the people that we love, appreciate, and look after. And by the way, we look after everybody as well. But I'm just saying that we really, really, really appreciate them. The price per square foot is higher for a long-term customer because obviously they've stayed in longer. And so therefore the best offer that people get in on self-storage, that increases over time because of price increases. So to translate, churn is less and the price per square foot is more. Ultimately, this means you are more profitable and you don't need as many new customers to come in because you've already got, you might have 50% of your self-storage facility, long-term customers who aren't moving or very, very unlikely to move out. But look at my two mature sites because I've classed Wrexham here as being a mature site, but we'll get into that in a minute. Beverly is 11 years old. Last month, this is when I was writing this, is last month, and I wrote this a couple of months ago. Last month, we moved out 300 square foot. That is crazy. Very, very, very low churn. Way under 10% of a month. I think it was under 5%. Yes, it's under 5%. Wow, that is mental. This means it's not difficult to keep the occupancy high because we don't need that many new customers. 300 square foot a month just to replace the 300 that moved out. Crazily, incredibly good. Wrexham, it's a 15-year-old site. Technically, I put here it's not mature as we keep adding square foot with containers. Last month, we moved out 400 square foot as I wrote this. Again, awesome churn rate, highlighting the fact the older the site, the more they have accumulated long-term customers. So again, the benefit of this is you don't need as many new customers because you're not replacing that many old customers. Let's have a look at Willoughby. Willoughby, don't get me wrong, is a massive site, but look how much it moved out here. It moved out 5,000 square foot. It's a lot bigger site than Willoughby and Wrexham combined. However, that is still 5,000 square foot. It's still a massive, massive churn rate. It's over 100% per year. So yes, we're amalgamating and accumulating long-term customers, but in the meantime, we've got to find 5,000 square foot. Otherwise, we have a net loss of square foot that month, and we don't like that. So maybe in 2 years, 3 years, our average move out might be 1,000 square foot. Or will it be? I want it to be less than that, but you get the point. It might be 2,000 square foot. And then so we've accumulated more long-term customers, meaning we don't have to replace them as much. The longer your storage is open, the better it will do. As short as night follows day, you will collect long-term customers. This means lower churn and higher price per square foot. Happy days. So with a self-storage facility, even if you're a Class D operator, all we need to do, and I'll say you guys are, because you're listening to this, you won't be a Class D operator, because not because you're listening to me, but because you are taking the time out to try and educate yourself on stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm educating you, Jesus Christ, no. I mean, you can sometimes learn from me, but sometimes, Jesus, do I talk absolute bollocks. I just get so passionate, Laurie. So yeah, even if you're a Class D operator, the longer you're open, the more your self-storage facility will become profitable. The more profitable it will become. So basically, the longer we're open, told you I talk absolute bollocks. The longer we're open, the better it becomes, and it just can't help it. It matures and matures like a fine wine, and you cannot stop We can't stop that. Even if we try to, with being a Class D operator, we're shit at follow, we're shit at sales. It doesn't matter, because the longer you're open, you can't help but do better. And that is why self-storage is so amazing and so powerful. And that's why somebody in my family now is starting self-storage. And I love it. I love it because I just want everybody that I meet to be in self-storage, because I know what it's done for me and my life. And I don't want to keep it all a secret and keep it for me and say, no, nobody else get it. I just think a rising tide lifts all ships. And not only that, but I just think that when we don't have the worry of money, we can be nicer people. We can focus on charitable work. We can do more for the community. And so why don't we want that? Why don't we want everyone to be a nicer person, have less stress, and be happy in the marriage and happy in the home, and be able to, to the kids, go on holiday, stress less, live longer, everything. So that's why I love doing this, because I just feel like that if we can encourage and help people with self-storage, then, we can change people's lives. And also, let's not forget, we're doing an amazing thing for the community as well, because listen to this, how many charities are you helping right now? We're helping tons. How many local football clubs are we sponsoring? We're helping tons. And so we're doing good for the community as well. We're really looking after the community. And if by the way, any grassroots football team in an area that we've got a self-storage, we will never, ever turn down. We've collected 11. Next year, it's going to be 12 football teams. And if I see a football team not having a sponsor, I actually go up to the manager and say, can we buy you a kit? And also, we're helping the community as well, because we're adding space. You can imagine, if you wanted self-storage, but there's no self-storage in the area, or there was only a big yellow who was really, sorry, big yellow, I'm picking on you, who was really, really expensive, you couldn't afford it, there was no container site there. I mean, we're providing a community service. God damn it, we all deserve a knighthood. Aren't we special? Aren't we awesome? And we get money for it as well. We get a great living. All right, my friends, I love you, I appreciate you, and I will see you on Friday. And by Friday, I will probably have a shave, because, do you know what? I was told the other day I look older with a beard, and looking at this here, I cannot disagree with it. I need a shave. See, bollocks, talk bollocks. Right, love you, appreciate you. See you on Friday.